and Breakdowns.
Welcome back to the Chill Sounds and Breakdowns podcast. We are on this is a monumental episode. It's episode 75. We're at 3/4 of 100. And you might be wondering why I'm wearing this legendary mask. If you haven't recognized it, then you don't know what the fuck you doing. All right, but today I have my boy Marco, a.k.a. POLORIZEDMYFILMS, baby.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, dog?
I'm doing great, man.
Just
chilling.
Honestly, feel really honored right now. Because this isn't one that I bought myself. I'm wearing the mask.
He's wearing the OG mask.
The OG mask. It's been through wear and tear. Just like your boy, you've been doing some crazy shit. Buddy.
I've only washed it once.
You didn't tell me that before I put it on.
Well, I mean, it was recently.
It was recently.
And I've had that shit for like 2 years.
Holy shit.
Almost 3.
This shit is like has become pretty, I think, like iconic around like your work and stuff. I didn't even know. We were talking about earlier, like the vinyls that we put up, and the Steak Sauce Mustache, we commented on it.
Yeah.
But you were telling me that one of their members was the one that actually designed your like logo.
Yeah, his name's Joey. Yeah, he plays bass in Steak Sauce.
Nice. Was that like after you've already had developed a friendship with them, or how did that come about?
I was already like friends with him back when I was playing in the band Narwolf at the time. We played a few shows, or I guess it was just like one, I think. But we had been like online friends, or whatever. And I mean, whenever I came up with the idea, I literally just bought the mask, and then I took a picture of like me stretching it out and sticking my tongue out, and I just sent that to him, and he was like, "Yeah, say less, I'll do it." And I was like,
"Wow!"
Bet.
Oh, so it came about from you actually just taking a physical picture of you doing it.
Because like whenever I first came up with the name, I just wanted like some kind of like character. I just didn't want it just to be like my name by itself. That's kind of like boring. So I just wanted like some animated character, and I was thinking like more of like Tasmanian Devil type vibes.
Yeah.
You know, something like crazy. And I had noticed like Joey, he does like artwork kind of like the cartoon called Super Jail. I think it was on Adult Swim, but it's a crazy ass show. Yeah, like the visuals are just fucking crazy. Like if you've seen the show, like you know what I'm talking about.
But yeah, they were doing already artwork like that.
Yeah, they were doing. It's kind of like that. I mean,
like the album cover.
Yeah.
Like,
so I just really liked it and sent him a picture of that, and that's how it became.
That's fucking crazy. So you pictured it in your head first,
yeah,
and then like literally had to go buy the mask, to complete it, or like
I literally just bought the mask just randomly. Like I didn't have a plan or anything. I just, because my favorite color is orange, and I was like, okay, a ski mask would be kind of like hard, I guess. You know, so I just bought it randomly, and then that's when I started like the videography stuff, and I was like, I'll just make this guy into a character. Yeah,
because this is the second time you're on the podcast, but when we were talking last was probably around a year ago,
I think so.
And you had just really, you had been doing it, I think, like casually for like a little bit, but then you just started like really getting into it when we were talking.
It was like, it started out as a little snowball, and it just started getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
That snowball is fucking rolled all the way down to the hill, because you've been doing some crazy. First of all, like touring with Heavy Lolo, it was like fucking nuts. Like that still like baffles me. And like they made the whole like live DVD, and like some of your footage was like in the fucking like film. Like that's gotta feel nuts.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. You don't have to downplay it, right? It's badass.
It was cool, man. It's just like, you know, there were moments where I was like fangirling inside. Yeah. You know? But I was like, just stay cool. Stay cool. Don't.
So you have to do. You
don't break edge, you know?
Don't break edge. You can fangirl like in private, but like, you gotta be professional there.
But it was cool, man. It's just, I just kind of like in a way like manifested it in a way. Because like when I saw the tour flyer, when I first saw it, I was like, damn, it's all just Texas. Yeah. It's just 4 dates. And I was like, I've been to Houston, I've been to San Antonio, I've been to Austin and Fort Worth. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go follow them every show and do what I do. You know, like the promos that I do. Yeah. I was just gonna do that, 4 different promos. And then, do you want to know the story, like how it all happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how podcasting works.
Gotcha. So I knew this person. Her name is Shelby, and she had this like newsletter type thing, like a website, where she was just like interviewing artists, and if they would play shows, she would like promote them on her website or whatever, right? So she kind of reached out to them first, like emailing them saying like, hey, can I interview you like through email or via email? And I think she had like name dropped me, saying, because I think previously before like she emailed them, she had asked me if I wanted to do like an interview, but like film it.
Oh, okay.
While she like asked, or like I think her like one of my other friends was gonna like be the interviewer.
Oh, so she was trying to get you on to actually
just to film it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, hell yeah, because I was already planning on doing the promo shit.
Yeah.
You know, I was like,
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there anyways. So, but she wanted to interview the Fort Worth show, so I guess she told them that I was going to film the Fort Worth show. So they actually hit me up first. Yeah.
Oh, whoa, hold on.
Yeah, they DM'd me or whatever. I don't know who did, but I think it was Robbie.
Yeah.
Shout out Robbie. But yeah, he just asked me, you know, like, are you planning on filming one of our shows? And I was like, nah, dude, I'm planning on filming them all. all 4 of them. And yeah, and that's just how it is. It's just the first day I just met them. They were really cool guys, and I just did my thing.
Yeah. Which I think with your like the style that I like first started seeing you like film like matches perfectly with like the chaotic ass energy that is heavy Lolo,
because that's just like the genre that I mainly enjoy. Is like, you know, just heavy, fast paced songs. Which
is why like I think when I saw that you were gonna be doing that, I was just like, what the fuck? It just felt like everything like aligned perfect for you, which again, like, which is why I can see that you're saying like, oh, I like kind of like manifested that. It feels like, yeah, like that's the type of work that you enjoy doing.
Like,
you know
dude,
what I mean? That's
literally,
the music.
When I saw the flyer, I was like, I'm doing this. Like, I made that decision right then.
What? Hold on. Technical difficulties. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties. We're back. Yeah, so you saw the flyer and was like, "This is, I'm gonna fucking do this."
Yeah.
Like, and I think I was talking about this a little earlier, but it's doing shit because you want to do it. Like, there's no one like forcing you to do this.
Yes.
And like you were saying, like initially it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking go film this shit because like I want to do it.
Well, like the opportunity's there.
Yeah.
So I just took it.
Yeah, you know? and I think it's what makes or breaks sometimes like stuff for you. You know what I mean? Like it's that risk of taking like in this case, I mean the risk is just like you're going to these cities, you know, on your own dime and just gonna film stuff for you. It's like, oh
yeah, because I was honestly just gonna do it because of like I just been a huge fan of them since high school.
Yeah,
you know, I just wanted to do it just for the fun of it. Mm-hmm. And just to kind of like help them out and like try to grab their attention on like what I'm doing type stuff, which is like ultimately what happened, you know, like
shooting stuff. Exactly. Like, even before like anything happened, you know, like, oh, like this will catch their attention. Like, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Because of the way you film, and it did even beforehand, you know what I mean? The opportunity presented itself, and I'm so happy that like you got the opportunity to do that.
I'm really
again,
happy.
it just I felt like it just matched perfectly, because I know like, based on like what I know about you, like in the bands you play before, like this is exactly like up here. Because I know like you're a really big fan of like Pac-Man the movie and like God Awful Truth and stuff like that. So it's all this like really like chaotic energy. I'm like, oh, this shit. There's no fucking way like he doesn't love this.
Exactly.
Which those were the first few like videos that I really like saw that matched perfectly. Like all the God Awful Truth stuff and then Pac-Man the movie stuff. It was like, I'm like, fuck.
It just made sense.
Yeah, it just makes sense. Yeah. But. Yeah, damn. So you've been at it how long now?
I think I'm on year 3 now.
Holy shit, yeah.
So like I bought my camera in 2020. That was the last time we talked.
Yeah.
Remember when? Well, we talked in 2021.
We've seen each other at shows and still talking.
Yeah. This is not like we hang out every year.
It's just a yearly thing.
Yeah. But whenever I bought my camera, that was in 2020, like late 2020. So I didn't really like know what I was doing at the time. And 2021 is when I decided like, okay, I'm going to start going to shows, start filming shit, doing my thing. So I guess it's been like, this is like year 3, I guess.
Okay. How do you feel like that your progress is?
I've definitely gotten better. I feel like my editing has gotten like faster.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I just been learning new things. I'm kind of just going at my own pace. I'm not really trying to like, I don't really compare myself to other people. I just try to I mean, obviously, like, I know I can learn more things like really quickly by just like, you know, YouTube or whatever. Yeah. But I just kind of like do it at my own pace. Like whenever I feel like I want to learn something new, I go for it. It's kind of weird. No,
it's. I don't think it's weird. I think it's when you're just analyzing when you're most susceptible to like actually, you know, learn something. And usually it's because it's not only learning it, it's being able to like, can I put this into practice? Because that's really what's going to teach you to like really reinforce it. Is like, hey, is there something that I can use and continue to use like to where it'll become like second nature, and that's how you like your skills acquire. I feel like that's, you need to know like when you're actually gonna learn, because you could like sit there and watch a video and like not remember shit that you just heard, or if it's something you learned but like it's not something you can put into practice.
There's like so many of my videos where I look back at them and I'm like, damn, did I really do that?
What do you mean?
I don't know, like, because like at the time I'm like in my zone, you know, I'm just like doing it, but then because like that's me being, you know, the videographer or whatever, and then when I look back at it, I'm just kind of like the audience. I'm part of the audience.
Oh,
you know?
You're watching.
I see it that way.
Yeah,
and I'm like, damn, like, did I film that? Was I really there?
That's, you know what's funny? I was talking to Brent earlier. We were talking about that, but I do that with this podcast. So I go back and I edit, and I obviously have to rewatch it and listen to it. And I like, there's times where I'm like laughing hard as shit at stuff that like I said, because I'm looking at it through an outside lens, or like whoever likes the other, like the guest said or something, like I'm experiencing it as the audience. I realize that it's completely different than being part of it. You know what I mean? Like someone who saw a show is way different than the person like playing it. You know, it's two completely like different experiences. But I think with people who like capture stuff, you get to do that twice through two different perspectives, and I think it's like really cool. But yeah, for you to be like so out of it, as far as like you're completely in this zone where you're mostly focused on like, do you like pre-think some of your shots out?
Some of them, yeah. I kind of like try to have like a plan before I do it. Okay. But most of the time, it's just kind of like I just wing it. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, no, I completely feel that. So I
feel like it's more organic like that way. I know it's not very like professional. Yeah, but I mean, it's just, it works for me. Yeah, you know,
and it works. You know what I mean? And I've kind of. So I started. I just wanted to get behind the camera again, because like I've been doing this, but like the reason I got a camera in the first place was because I started like vlogging like a long time ago, and that's like I was always but I always used to like enjoy being behind the camera and like choosing how to do shots. So I'm like, I mean, we've been doing NoiseROT shows and stuff like that. And I'm like, I can probably like have fun and just like shoot some stuff and like see what it's like to edit later. Yeah, but literally just in 2 shows, like, you have to capture different vibes. So like we had fucking like Golden Week and this band called Tiny Towns and Frail State, all like a lot more chill. And then we had like Pillar of Wasps and like Atrophy and Sustenance and like all these like a lot heavier, man. So like the filming changed, and I'm just like, oh, okay, like so this is like what kind of movements you're making, what's the vibe on the edit at the end, because like I had some really heavier, I guess, style shots for like, I think I was editing like a Golden Week little recap, and I'm like, oh, these don't work for what I was trying to make with like whatever song I chose. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, okay, so I was like maybe thinking forward just that alone, like. But again, I didn't want to think like, oh, I need to get this specific shot or stuff, because obviously, again, with live performances, you can't really super know what they're gonna do unless like you're analyzing, because every live performance is gonna be different.
There's been like some shows where like, I guess like early on when I first started, it's really weird, man, but like I kind of like already imagined what it would look like in my head before I even like shot the band like performing. It's kind of weird to explain.
Did you know the band a little bit more?
Yeah. Or were they like, I've been fans like my first like, I don't know, 20 promos that I did, there were like bands that I was actually enjoying. You know, like I had already been fans or a fan of them. Yeah. So like I knew their songs, I knew like every part that's gonna come. You know. So I calculated that on like how I would have my angle or movements and shit. Yeah. Just because I knew the song already.
See, I think that that's the one thing I've shot at 3 shows so far in like a week, and I'm like, okay.
I see you putting in that work.
Huh? I'm just again, it's just fun. I mean, it serves a purpose for me, obviously, because I'm like, oh, okay, it helps, create bits of content for like shows that we're having and stuff. Sure, yeah. But I'm just like, I'm in the fascination stage where I'm just like, every show is another learning thing. And then that's, again, you get 2 parts to this. You get the videographer part, and then you get the guy who's editing, you know what I mean? And in this case, I get to be both. So it's like, okay, so let's figure out what we can do while we're there. And then like, okay, what can we do after? What can we do with those shots and cuts? Because everything can be put together in whatever like order to meet whatever like vibe you're going for. I think that's, but I did notice on like bands that I didn't know their songs as well, it was a lot more improvised, and I couldn't picture like the afterpiece. But like on bands that like I knew the songs, I'm like, oh, I know exactly like what this might look like, you know what I mean, as far as like how it's gonna flow. But yeah, like you sometimes like parts will hit that I know are coming, but like whoever the member was didn't react like I was thinking about. I was like, okay, so I looked at a few like the starting songs and being like, okay, this person is more active, this person like does this more. So it's kind of weird like how you have to look at what you're filming like live, like, or what kind of shot you think you're gonna get when like I guess you're unfamiliar with the band. I think is a lot more improvisational in those. But I is it like more about like adapting, I guess, quickly like to like what they
are? Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I've done so many shows, so I kind of like already like, it's like muscle memory type shit. Like I already know, even if I don't know the band, like I'll still feel the vibe.
Like you get it a lot more quickly, like what it's going to be.
I just get it really quickly.
So your goals from when like you started doing this to like where you're at now, like how have those changed?
Oh man. Well, back when we talked, I wasn't really working with like, I guess bigger names, I guess, bigger bands. I was just doing it like locally.
Yeah.
Since then, I've been like doing stuff for bands out of town, like Houston, San Antonio. Like they've actually like hit me up, and I would have to travel over there
to go shoot
them. Yeah, they like requested me, which is really cool.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's just that, and then like the Heavy Lolo thing. I filmed a Skylit Drive. I don't know if you.
You did? Oh, yeah.
That was like So What of 2022. The So What Music Festival.
Yeah,
that was 2022 when I filmed them. And then, I've done 2 tours already.
Fucking nuts. How is touring versus like single shows here and there? Like what's the wear and tear kind of like?
So when I'm on tour, it actually feels like work.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I mean, I am getting like some compensation out of it, like it is a service that I'm providing and shit, but at the same time it's like my own brand, so I'm like, I want the best quality shit that I can possibly do to be out there. Like it's my reputation and shit, so it just feels more like work. I get like, I wouldn't say exhausted, but like mentally it's just, I don't know, it's fun at the same time, because I'm experiencing this shit, but I mean, it just, like I said, it just feels like work.
Who have you toured with?
The first tour was The Sound That Ends Creation.
Oh, yeah.
The one-man band.
That dude's nuts, man. I honestly did not know what to expect when I saw him live for the first time. And I was like, this is a dude, got a little, like, microphone and shit. I'm like, what is going to happen?
Britney Spears mic?
Yeah. That's exactly what I was like. That's why I didn't know what to, like, expect. Honestly, that shit was tight. I was like, this is pretty badass. Yeah. Like, one dude doing all that shit. I'm like, hell yeah.
And then I did one with Tulip, a band named Tulip.
That's Cody's. Yeah.
Shout out Black Oil Recordings.
Shout out Black Oil, man. I need to talk to Cody.
That also, like, that's also another thing that was kind of new, was Cody had asked me to do like the live sessions.
Yeah, like, I've seen those. Yeah.
So I started doing that with him, and that's like also a goal because I'd never done that before. So that was like another step up on my
like just doing more stuff and building it, and everything just keeps adding just more and more skills to like
exactly.
I feel like that's when you're talking about like learning stuff when you're susceptible, like when you get a new hurdle or a new thing you want to do, you're gonna have to like learn more, and I think that's when you're like probably looking up more stuff on how to get stuff done when the need arises, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that helps build those skills. It's like, oh, okay, I need to learn this in order to do this, so I'm gonna have to, figure it out. But I think the best way is self-initiated, like by yourself, to be like, if you want to learn and do something, like you're more susceptible to the information because you're ready for it. You know what I mean? But yeah, those are, I've definitely like seen all those, and like it's really cool shit that like you've like been doing. For the future, is there anything specific that you're like looking at that you would like to do, or stuff that you would like to develop?
I don't know. I just want my videos to look cooler.
Yeah.
I recently just bought like lighting, so I feel like that's going to step up my videos, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And you've been doing like different like types of videos too.
Yeah, like I do like my Halloween series.
Yeah, which is fucking, yeah, that was tight as fuck.
Yeah. So like I do like 4 of those every year. I drop one every week in October.
Do you think that, for me, when I saw that, it's a way to, because at the volume you've been doing stuff, you do a lot of stuff, and it's like you said, it's fun, but it still becomes some sort of work, especially like when you're being compensated. With something like that, is it more like you get to flex more of your creativity there?
Yeah, and it's also hard because like I juggle between like client work and also like my own content.
Yeah,
like I'm always doing both, which is really hard for me sometimes.
Yeah,
because like I have a YouTube channel, so like I try to drop my own content every week.
Shit.
So I try to like have like some kind of like either a new band that I shot, or like maybe a little short that I did, or a creative thing that I did. I always just try to drop something every week. That's what I've been doing.
That's your own.
That's my own stuff. And then I have like requests from other people that pay me for this other shit the other content that they want.
Yeah.
So it's like it's really hard. But I mean, I feel like I put too much on my plate. But at the same time, I'm like really grateful that I get a chance to be like busy.
Yeah.
Because like I pretty much edit like almost every day. It's really like mind draining, I guess, like mentally. But at the same time, like I do give myself some breaks. I
do see like sometimes where it's like, okay, like I'm taking a break from music, which it's necessary to recognize on your own. I wanted what I was talking about earlier with Brent. I realized that when I take breaks like from this, it's never because I've decided to. It's always I let something trip me up, and then I just like roll downhill, and I'm just like I hate when that happened. When it really should be like, I really should have taken a break because I've been doing a lot. I should just give myself like a week or two just to not not even nothing crazy. But whenever I don't do it, I end up taking a break for a month. That doesn't even feel like I took a break, because the whole time, every week, I'm thinking like, oh, I'll get back to it this week. I'll get back to it this week. So I'm always overthinking it. So I never actually take a break from it.
Yeah.
And then like this past week, I've been, I think, editing every day, like something. And it's funny because like the clips that I've been putting out are like 30 seconds to a minute. And I'm just like, it takes me an hour. Like, like I sit there for an hour. And I mean, that's the whole process of like finding a song, picking like what I'm going to do, this and that. But I'm like, yeah, that's still like an hour out of the day. And then like every little one, like that's another hour. But that's where I noticed that like, I've been fine with that because it's fun. Like I'm like, it needs to be fun when you're creating stuff. And I think giving yourself breaks and also giving yourself opportunities to flex creatively is like super important. Whenever you try to convert your passion into also like work, you know what I mean, or stuff that you get paid for, I think you still need that balance of like, okay, I need to do this for fun. But yeah, I can see how that would be like difficult with you wanting to load that plate up because you want to do both. You want to do a lot of both.
I just try to like do any type of video, like you were saying earlier. I just like try to hit it in any angle I can, you know, either like weddings, or I've done one quinceañera since then. Yeah, like one. Which was, I think,
one.
Yeah, just one.
Just one? I mean, is that the only one?
Yeah, I mean, it was like a lot of pressure, dude. Yeah. Like, I was nervous as fuck, like I'd never done anything like, I'm going from like, the god awful truth type stuff, like chaotic, to like cinematic shit.
They're dancing and boxing, and you're like, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah. Like, just like, pretty ass shit, but
And dude, those quinceañeras are some real shit. Like on how much, like how expensive they are. I won't disclose who, but maybe a family member that I had told me how much they were spending on it.
Oh yeah,
and they weren't even done yet, and they were at 18 grand.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
those get crazy, bro.
I was like, that's insane to me.
I feel like because it was my first time, I wasn't like super confident.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say how much I charged them, but it was like hella cheap.
Yeah, don't say it because then someone's like, hey, I got a quinceañera.
Just because I was kind of like, I've never done this before. I'm not good at it. That's how I was like thinking. I was like, just fucking do it, but like, don't talk like big game, you know?
Did you realize how it was like, damn, like I should have
tried to charge them? I mean, it's whatever, you know? But definitely if I had another chance, I'd probably give them my rate that I feel more comfortable with.
Yeah.
Because now I know that I can do it. It's possible.
Well, I think that's just the normal progression with like doing stuff and work. I don't know what to charge, and it's like I kind of know what to charge, and then with that, it's like I have done like videography and films and stuff like that, but I've never done one of these, so like
exactly.
I know what I could charge like because of the skills that I have, but I haven't done this particular thing, so I think that's understandable to kind of undercut yourself on stuff like that, especially if like you don't know exactly what to deliver. But eventually, you get skills now to be like, oh no, I can do this now. Like you more confident. But it is iffy at the beginning of doing anything new and figuring out like, okay, now I have to charge like what's someone charged for like something like that.
Yeah.
You've been doing it for a while. Like you've now have like a comfortable like rates and stuff that you're able to give as far as like, are you more comfortable with that, like as far as like when you first started to get people rates and stuff like that? Was that kind of a difficult transition to like, because I know you did a bunch of like videos up front, you were just doing them to do
just to have content.
So that transition to like first starting to like have rates and now having like, well, I know what I'm worth kind of thing.
I see it as like when I first started, I'm not saying that it was like it's not fun anymore. It's not for the fun. But when I first started, it was just mainly just for fun, you know? Like I was trying to build my own channel. I was like, this is what I can do. Hopefully it'll like turn into like a business or some kind of like service or whatever. And then that's when people started like hitting me up. I think it was like my second year of doing it.
Yeah.
I started getting like more and more people like interested in my videos. Like somehow they just watched them or something.
Yeah.
Like, cause I do promote them, but as much as I can, I don't pay for promotion.
Yeah.
I don't do all that shit. But I just like, I just make sure that it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Just, to everybody's like feed, but not too annoying. But
sweet spot.
Yeah. So yeah, like I just thought that transition was kind of cool from going from like just being a creator, I feel like a beginning creator, into like an actual business. Like I still want to make it fun. I still treat it that way, but it's just like, I'm actually getting paid, and this stuff is like paying my bills, which is like even more freeing, I feel like, because nobody wants to work a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Like it just sucks. And at the time, that's why I quit my job. I was like, I don't have enough time to just be me.
Yeah.
I'm always just like going to work, dreading it, like, oh, I have to be here for 8 hours. Like this sucks. Like whenever I get off of work, then I can like, go to the gym or do whatever I want, like play video games or edit, but I only have like a short amount of time because my day's gone, because of work.
Yeah.
So like it's cool that like now my work is like fun to me. Like I get to edit these videos, be creative, be who I am.
So you quit your job now, and this is full time. Like,
yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
I quit my job. I think it was it's been in like a year now since I had a job.
How was coming to that decision? Like
it was very scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had no like plan B or anything like that. I just kind of just went with it.
Yeah.
So
there comes a time like where everybody has to like admit that to themselves. It's like
there's a breaking point, dude. Like you just get to that point where you're like, man, fuck all of this.
Yeah. And you have to, depending on what, like, if you like want to take this shit seriously, there will be that risk where you might lose, and that's a real thing. You know what I mean? Like, what happens if something happens to like whoever, like, you could quit doing music full time, and then like, you know, get in a car accident and lose your arms, and then like you play guitar, like what do you do now? And it just, but like just different shit that like it's always a risk. Like, oh, you could, you know, not do well for the first like half right after that. Okay, what are you doing? Like, are you really like it just proves like, do you want to do this shit or do you not? Like, and
yeah, I was gonna say there's like pros and cons from doing that. You know?
It's for every like decision. Even staying at your job, there's another pros and cons. You know, like, oh, if I stay here, like you're saying, like you're limited on time. Like if I come home and then I have to edit, and that's another, you know, few hours out of my day, then it's what I eat and sleep, and it's like
that's it.
Like there's nothing else. I didn't get to go to
the gym.
Yeah,
you know.
And then you get all like the ideas. Like the one thing I've come to learn is like when I was younger, I would do a lot of, and it's weird because I had more time and less fucking responsibility, but it was always like the living for the weekend thing. And I was like, as I gotten older, I was like, I fucking hate that idea of like, oh, yeah, Saturday I'll do something that I like to do or that I need to do or this and that. And it's like, no, like it's every day, because every one of those days like could be it. You know what I mean? So why the fuck would I wait 5 whole days before I like need to do something or need to get out and do something? But and then so I think it's a freeing part, because now like it is your job, but you have way more fun probably like editing and shooting those videos than you do doing whatever your 9 to 5 was. You know what I mean?
I was like installing TVs. That was my last job.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was doing like AV work. Yeah. So I would like run wires through buildings, and it was just like bullshit work that I didn't care about really. I mean, I'm grateful that I learned that stuff and I can do it. Like if anybody asks me to mount a TV, I know what to do. Like I know that like so quick. I know. But yeah, I mean, it was cool learning that shit, but that's not what I want to do.
Yeah. And I think I mean, you need people to work 9 to 5s obviously, but yeah, I mean, there's certain people that just like that's not gonna fit the bill, you know what I mean? Or like you're gonna eventually get to a point where you're like, I can't like do this, or where it just like keeps fueling misery because you're not able to do like the stuff you want. But I think it's what separate most of like these success stories or people that are doing like the shit that they love to do as a job, like always has like one of these stories where like, yeah, I had to, you know, give up security and safety, and that's usually what's the scary part. And it's usually what keeps everybody from doing that.
I could have had a better plan. Like if I quit my job, I could have like saved money and shit before I quit, but I didn't. Yeah. So I just kind of like just jumped the gun, dude. I was just like, I'm quitting. I don't give a fuck how much money I have right now. I'll make it back later. I'll worry about it later. Right now.
Because it's also like, in that time that you give yourself to plan, it's also time where you can talk yourself out of it and be like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just stay here a little longer, and then you start staying longer, then you start, you know, it could affect, who knows, like what staying there would have done, you know what I mean? Like there's an infinite things that could have happened, but you taking that jump point, like, has led you to where you are now, and you've been like, I think you've been doing a lot of cool shit, and I think it's just been building up. You know what I mean?
Honestly, like I said, I've just been blessed. Like I feel very grateful that the, you know, bands and artists just like trust me and want to work with me. That's what's cooler to me. You know, it's not really about the money. Like I said, I'm still grateful though. Like you know, that's paying my bills, and I can feel a little more just like freeing, I guess, and cool and do cool things. Yeah. But you know, it's just like the relationships that I have. Like that's what's more important to me. Yeah. Like that's when I feel like actually myself and shit. You know, so like it's just really cool that everybody, like not everybody, but most people believe in my work, and that helps me a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, like I think even early on when we spoke, like you were already getting that amongst like a smaller circle of it, but you were already getting that type of recognition. Has spread, you know, like way more people, like you're saying, like people who you don't even know, were just like watch the videos and we're asking like by name, which is another cool thing, which I think the symbol helps. You know what I mean? The actual like. It might, I don't know how you look at it, but like your logo and like the symbol of it, like is also just another like your content exists as a symbol. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know if it in my eyes it just helps because people see like that and now they associate it that like this shit's like gonna be cool.
I didn't plan that.
I know, but that's how like it's become. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Because like I said, I just wanted a cartoon. Just wanted something to like just pop in a way. Yeah. And now it's. Like I feel like it's become a character, like related to my work.
Yeah, I think it's taken on like just like a basically an identity of its own, which is the identity is like the content that you put out. Like that's now associated with that. Like people like watch and be like, oh, like it's right at the beginning. You know what I mean? It pops up. Honestly, you know, a lot of this is like small, but another thing I like your stuff, it's in and it's out. You know what I mean? Like it grabs the attention. Be like, oh, this is this shit. Like this is gonna be this content, and then like it's done. Like I've seen somewhere it was like a giant like ad at the very beginning, and then look, something would play. I'm like, oh, okay, like cool. So you like get in there, brand recognition, and it's like, all right, now like let's enjoy the content.
You see the logo and you see the color.
Yeah. Oh shit. Hold on. Something happened. Oh yeah, the symbol. Yeah, it's in. I think the animation works because it shows the mask, and I love that. I love now that I know the story that it was that picture of you doing that. So it does that, and I think that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
But I think it works. I knew who you were, and then when I saw the symbol, I didn't know that was you. For when I first like started seeing your videos pop up,
okay.
I honestly, and again, for me, it associated. I'm like, oh, this is something established already. Like it looks cool, and then the quality was good of what I saw, and I'm like, cool. And then I started associating that. Then I saw it was you, and I'm like, oh shit, that's easy to put on every. And now because of that association, I think it does well for like a brand recognition, because you had your first merch drop that you did like earlier this year.
That blew my mind too, bro.
And if I'm not mistaken, that shit did really fucking well.
It blew my mind.
Because I literally was seeing that fucking hoodie like everywhere.
I never thought I'd be selling merch as a videographer.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like commonly known to do that. Yeah.
I never had that idea. I don't know why.
Did you just want to do it, or was someone like, you need to put this on something?
I think, yeah, she goes by Hardcore Diaries.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so she did a merch drop, and then that's kind of like what inspired me. I was like, damn, well, what if I like drop a hoodie and it's gonna be just straight up orange?
Yeah,
because I know like orange is a really loud color.
Yeah,
you know, like it just pops, and not that many people like that color. Because I really don't know that many people that like the color orange.
Really?
Yeah. So I just thought like I really wanted it to be like really bright, like construction orange, you know, just like bright, and just have like just the face, and maybe like, you know, the name on the side. I was gonna do like one long one this way, just polarize my films. But then I was like, damn, what if it's like, you know, 8 times right here on both? So it's just an idea that like ended up being something really cool, and again, very grateful that people. I had like a certain goal that I wanted to sell for my hoodies, and I reached that goal.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Because I literally when they were all getting shipped, like they were all over like the feed, and the thing is like dude, those are crazy. So recognizable because of that color. You know what I mean? Like
that was my plan.
I don't think like if I see somebody like if I'm out at a show and see like the color from afar, like I'm like 9 times out of 10, probably even more than that.
I still haven't seen anybody wear
I haven't seen anything else, unless I've only seen orange hoodies at construction sites. You know what I mean? Yeah. So literally, and then like I think I would see people all the time and be like, and the cool thing is that I had people walk up to me and just ask about the hoodie itself, and then like it was always at a show where I was wearing it. So I remember being at Tulips and someone walked up to me and they were like, asking about like the logo. Like, oh, like what is this? And then like I just literally started plugging like your video, and then it happened that they played in a band, so I was like, oh yeah, I popped up there. It's the first time like I popped up their Instagram and looked you up so I could follow you like on there. So I was like, oh, do you need video work like that? You gotta hit this. That's what it is. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, he's like, and they were like, I think they asked like, is he good? It's like, I'm wearing merch. Like I was like, yeah, this is good. But it's such a cool way to, again, it shows you how much support is behind you, which must have felt fucking great.
Oh, it felt amazing, man.
And 2, like it's just it's with the color scheme, your logo, everything. Like it's such a good. Again, it's just brand recognition. You know what I mean? I can't see this mask without thinking that it's you. You know what I mean? And it's. I think that idea of it, which is why I'm pretty sure like there's big brands where everybody like knows their logo, even though they don't have any fucking products from them or stuff like that. So I think that's a cool thing that just so happened. You know, it wasn't your intention or anything, but it now happens to be related with like this awesome like quality content, which I think is just really, it's so cool that was the association that got made. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I think people see it and be like, oh, this is dope. Like if I see a video start with that, like it's cool. And I've seen like some other projects that you've been doing that aren't like your typical like you know, the concert like videography and stuff. Like I know you did, what was the car wash video or something like that, you know what I mean? But it's all like dope, so I'm like, oh, I'm interested like to see this, because like I want to see what your take is on something different like that. But I know you've been doing a few like projects that are kind of outside like that normal realm. I mean,
I've been doing it since I first started. You know, I started doing like shit like that, but my main thing is just, you know, the shows and just musical, or not just music related.
Well, you've also done a few music videos, right?
Yeah, I've done, I think, like a total of like maybe 11.
Okay.
But 5 of them are like hosted on my channel, so like they're like official, I guess, in a way.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're all official, but like
like through you.
Yeah, through me. Yeah. Like I hosted them on my channel.
Okay.
Type stuff. Yeah.
And that's is that more? Would that be more like a collaborative effort, I guess, or it's mostly like, hey, it's an exclusive music video for like your channel, right?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not like I don't see it as like, you know, it's just I have a platform already. I feel like, you know, like I have eyes on me no matter what. So I'm just trying to like help the artist, you know, get more recognition, get more eyes on them.
Okay. So
I provide the whole like, oh, I'm gonna host your music video on my channel.
See, so that's cool, because I've seen all like, there's obviously like the YouTube pages and stuff like that you'll like, hey, I'll premiere my video on that, but that's like you shot your own video and then like you're putting on that. That's cool. That yours is hosting the platform. You're also like creating like the actual like video and content. That's kind of pretty awesome. I haven't heard of that being done like before.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's also funny. You get to put eyes on, I'm assuming, like artists and like bands that you enjoy yourself.
Like I did a music video for a band. They're called DB Cooper.
Okay.
I met them on tour with The Sound That Ends Creation. I met them in New York because that's where they're from. That's where they're from.
Yeah.
And he played shows with them for like 5 dates, I think, on that tour. And 3 of those dates were house shows, and those are the ones that I filmed, like the house shows.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, I just never really like heard of them until then, till like that summer. And I made a music video for them. And like, it's just cool. Like, you know, I got the chance to meet these guys from a different state, and I'm helping them get recognition by like hosting that music video on my channel for people that I know over here back in Texas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just cool. Like I get that, you know, that chance to do that.
So that like you like also being able to help bands get more like exposure and stuff, or whatever you can do.
That was my main thing when I first started. Because that's when like shows started happening again after COVID. I was like, damn, well, like what's a good way to like bring back the, you know, I guess the fun in going to shows. I was like, I'll just go out there, film the band, create these small promos, and be like, you know, this is what this band looks like live. To like kind of convince people to go back to shows. See, that was my main plan.
Yeah, I remember us talking about that the first time we were like, and that's one thing that I remember like describing to you. I'm like, you do a really good job of capturing that live energy. Yeah, because there's a way to do it, because like if you just put a standstill camera there and like put a, you know, watch a band, that's not what it feels like to be there, you know. And that was one thing I remember us talking about, is like, oh, it really does like pump you up. Like you could be like on your phone watching it and it's just like, fuck, this is hitting, you know what I mean? Where it's, which I thought like you were doing which you continue to do a really good job with that. But I remember that was one of your reasons. It's like, oh, like shows are coming back. What can I do to help? Which is funny because we align on that, on like, because that's the reason why I do this. Because it's like, I just want to do as much as I can to show like people who don't know, like there's so many fucking like artists and just musicians and just people bands, out here that are fucking. And the thing with this, luckily I get to do just like not only like bands, but like also just people like doing cool shit. You know what I mean? Like you, and I'm like, hey, like if you don't know, not only like for your services, but like you need to go watch the shit that like you're putting out, like because it's cool as shit. And I get to like, in whatever little way that I can, like, you know, like I'm building some sort of platform to be able to do that, like for people, like, hey, like it's just more eyes on you, and you get to show like what you're about. You know what I mean? Like people. Again, people have seen your videos. People have seen, like, recognize the logo and stuff. Now they're like, they get to see a little bit about the motivation behind it, like why you're doing that, and know why you do. And then the fact that like you want to do the same like for bands, and that's like a big part of like why you even started this is cool as shit. Like it's just really cool. It's really cool when you're able to recognize like people doing well and you wanting them to do better. You know what I mean? Like you like, what can I do to help? Like in this case, you know, a band you saw in New York, you know, on a few shows, you're like, okay, like how can I do something cool like for them? Like because you like want to have more eyes on them because you know they deserve it. Because there's so many like fucking people doing really cool shit but don't know how to either do their own like content or how to share themselves or just like how to get more eyes on you. And it's tough. I mean, when you're being a musician, like I feel like in my personal experience, I never wanted to focus on like how to do that. I just wanted to play shows and write music and do cool shit, which you know, because you like were playing in a band. And first of all, like I need to bring that up. How do you not have like the worst back problems of all fucking time, bro? I didn't even know a human could bend that way, bro. That video is wild. That compilation, I see it. I'm just like, dude,
that was just the video, man. I did that shit for years, show after show, like that.
Never half-assing it.
No, never half-assed a show. I've been drunk before, and that's where like I was like kind of sloppy. Yeah, but I mean, I just gave it 100% every show.
Badass. Have you thought about getting back into music?
We'll talk about that later.
Oh shit!
Just me and a friend of mine have been like talking. It's just an idea right now. Yeah. Might be bringing back something. Ooh. So this is for the real ones.
The exclusive. If y'all stay this here, y'all hear some shit.
If you're like an OG supporter of my musical projects back in like 2010, this one's for y'all.
Those were good times, man. Yeah. I always remember a comment someone made. I can't remember. I think he used to play in Misconceptions. But he saw our band play, and he's like, "Y'all sound like 2010 metalcore, man." And I was like, and it was like 2016. And I was just like, "Oh," and he's like, "No, man, those were good times." And I was like, "Okay."
You mind if I get another water?
No, go for it, man.
Tight. This fridge.
It's off camera, but we got a mini fridge in here now, all right?
Ooh, I should give you a sticker.
Nice and warm waters. I literally thought, I'm like, man, I'm gonna fucking fill that fucking bitch up with stickers.
Shout out Delandria.
Yeah, Brent was in here earlier, man. That dude's cool. I love him. There's so we were talking about that. So of like how many people. Well, I think in photography, at least I know more. Personally, maybe I'm just like in a bubble on the market, but like there's definitely a lot more people doing photography, I think, than doing like the style of like videography that you do, as far as I can tell. Like people can do it, but I've seen yours a lot more than I see like anybody else's. But there's a lot of cool people doing like videos like out here too.
Like I said, dude, I'm just like busting them out every week. Yeah, like I can't stop. like I haven't had like I've had a few breaks, you know, but other than that, I'm just always working.
Yeah. Well, it's cool that now that's like there is. I mean, I'm sure there's other like responsibilities and stuff, but like the 9-to-5 responsibility of like, oh, I gotta go to this place before I can do what I actually want to do is gone. So now it's like now I get to do what I want to do, and you can concentrate on that and not have anything like a 9-to-5 distract you from that or wear you out, which is what like I had before I changed jobs. That's what I had on the regular, and I thought that was normal. I thought that's just how I had to live life. It's like, dude, I'm so worn out that I don't want to do anything fucking creative when I get home, and it fucking sucks. And I'm just like, oh, I guess just my creative drive is gone. Like that's the way it is.
I went through that, bro.
Dude, and then like right now, I know eventually like to do what I want to do eventually, like it's gonna have to go away. But now at least I'm at a place where I don't come home miserable. I'm like, oh, okay, and I can still like work on stuff like while I'm there, you know what I mean? Like so I'll do like a few quick edits and stuff like that. But yeah, that shit is fun. Like to people like who don't experience anything like that, like making videos. Because I've made now like I've like done some like concert stuff. I've done like just funny things like when Vine was a thing, and then when I did the vlog, like it's all like different type of editing.
I miss Vine, dude. I miss Vine.
It's Vine was it's the best. It's just the amount of time you needed. 6 seconds, and you had to fucking do something. The amount of like funny as fuck shit I know, right? in 6 seconds is wild. You know what I mean? Like it's really impressive. Yeah, I missed it. I know they try to bring it back, but I'm like, it's gone, dude. Like, you messed it up. And it was like, I don't even know what happened. I think it was just like
Twitter bought it.
Yeah, and it wasn't making like the amount of money that Twitter wanted like it to make. And I'm like, man, they killed it. Yeah. Now look at Twitter now. It's So
I know.
Shitty. You got on Threads? No,
I
just heard like about that. I'm like, what the fuck is? Because I kept getting notifications like on Instagram. And it's like so and so posted this on Threads, and I'm like, what the fuck is Threads?
Yeah,
and they're like, oh. Then I finally figured out, I was like, oh, it's just Twitter for.
I'm not falling
Instagram.
into that trap, bro.
I just don't know how it can. I just don't know how it can not be the same thing as Twitter. Like, it is. It's just Twitter.
It is,
and I just don't like. I just like the simple. I don't know. Instagram is just like perfect for me. I was like, oh, cool. I get to see some cool shit. Enough like to where I can't. But I don't know. Too many people talk so much shit on Twitter that I'm like, it's just gonna happen on Threads. I think. Although it's like part of Facebook and Instagram, and I know they have. I don't know. They ban people all the fucking time. Didn't you get banned for something? Or like Facebook ban or something. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Like,
I don't know, man. It's dumb.
Did they ever tell you like what it's for? I see people all the time be like, oh, like I've been post blocked or this and that.
Yeah, sometimes I post like some stuff that shouldn't be posted.
Yeah.
Or like I say something that shouldn't be said. But I mean, that's not how Facebook was before. You know, you could just put whatever you
say whatever.
want.
Yeah. I don't know.
Now they're being like way too sensitive. Like you can't say like, oh, I'll beat the shit out of you type stuff.
Oh, you know? Yeah.
And like, then you'll get a strike.
It's so weird. I've been looking at that more and more, and I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, you can't just read that and be like, okay, like that's fine. Yeah. If you really think it's serious, like you can do something about it. But
yeah, so I had like said something, I forgot, but I got banned for like a week.
Yeah,
I couldn't be on Facebook for a week, which is totally fine.
What does it do? You just like log in. It just doesn't.
I mean,
let
you can still be on it and like look at your feed. You just can't like, you can't comment, you can't share, you can't do nothing. You can't even post. So like there was one point where like I had a video ready and I was like, I can't even post it. Like this sucks. Fuck. Yeah. I mean, I still like uploaded it on my YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, I did all that, but I always cross promote. So I use my Facebook and I couldn't.
Damn. Do you use TikTok at all?
Yeah, but not much.
Not much.
I have one.
Weird. It's weird to get into it. Or to like, as far as for posting, I've tried to practice because I literally like, I'm like, I need to start one for like all the NoiseROT stuff. And I feel like I would have enough content to put out there because like I do podcasts. I was like, we have like live videos that I can put out, promos for like shows and stuff like that. I was like, it would probably help like to promote, but I don't know, the algorithm is just so weird where like which all the algorithms I think reward like you posting a lot, but I'm always nervous that I'm like, if I start, I need to be able to post every day, and I always think that I won't be able to. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's really taxing to think about. Like, oh, I gotta post every day something.
What you should do is like, you know how you post reels on Instagram? Mm-hmm. Just post those on TikTok, the exact same ones. So
I want to look at, because the fucking YouTube has shorts now too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like I don't know, randomly, and I don't know if it was because it was the first few that I was posting. Like they were getting boosted like fucking crazy. Like I was posting a few, but I was trying to do that, but it was so annoying to be like, oh, post on Instagram, post on here. I would post on like Facebook, and then I would post on YouTube Shorts thing. I'm like, oh, it's the same thing. But I think they make platforms now where you're able to post on one thing, and it just puts the same thing on all of them.
Oh, okay.
But the only thing I don't like is that like, if I post a reel to Instagram, on Instagram, I can choose the cover photo and I can do all that. And if you do like all in one, it doesn't let you do that. You know what I mean? Because like you can, because Facebook has the Meta Business Suite or whatever.
Yeah.
So if you post something like a video on there, you won't be able to choose whatever the cover photo is. So in Facebook,
I do that
on Meta to Instagram. Mine's never let me do
Instagram?
That. Like, because you can post from Meta to Instagram. Using the Meta Business Suite,
I haven't used Meta Business.
So I thought it was cool because like you could post to both at once. I could make one post and it posts to both.
Yeah.
But then like the still that comes up like on the feed is like some random shit and it just like looks ugly and I'm like I don't know. Yeah. And then now I'm also like, does a lot of that stuff really matter? And like I don't like, because sometimes I look at the feed and be like, oh, it looks really nice. I go, but how many people actually go to the feed and look at it? They're mostly looking at. I mean, not the feed, the tiles. You know what I mean? The when you look at everybody, like the profiles, all the posts. Yeah. That's when I pay attention. It's like, oh, does it look pretty there? But I realize most people are just scrolling, not going to the actual profile and like trying to find stuff. But yeah, I think I just overthink a lot of this stuff, which is why like now when I started doing stuff, I was like, I'm just gonna do stuff and post it, and we'll figure it out later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it needs work, we'll work it on the next time. Which is what I started doing because like I think I've since I filmed like some of those like little recaps, I've posted like 5, I think, and I was just like, it's gonna get done today and it's gonna get posted. Like I'm not gonna overthink it, like because I tend to do that and then overanalyze it, then wait to put it out. I can tell you this, you know how much I've been overthinking. You're part of this, actually, because you know what it's about. I've been overthinking how to release the recaps for Chill Sounds and Breakdowns 3.
Oh, yeah.
For fucking almost a year now. And I'm just like, there's a guy, there's this thing. Well, you mentioned, because there's 2 recaps out. There's one for the, not vendors, there's one for like all the special performances, which you did, which looks fucking awesome, and also might feature myself twerking in it.
Yeah.
And then there's another one that Bert shot that's like this giant supercut version of like live performances. It's like an hour and something long. Yeah. So, and we're like, oh, we'll just release it, whatever. And then, but I was like, oh, it's an hour long. What if we like premiere it and like we'll stream it with people? Like we'll watch it at the same time and something like that. I'm like, cool. I've had that idea for fucking months. And I'm just like, yeah, it'll come out. There's one guy, his name is Matthew Kish. He plays in Cold Case. And he's been messaging like the Chill Sounds page. He's like, when's that video coming out? When's that video coming out? Which I think I'm going to put it out. Just to fucking do it. Just there's no point in overthinking like all of these. You know what I mean?
Like I personally feel weird about it because like you know
you were mentioning it. I'm like it's not you at all. It's all me. I keep overthinking this shit because you're like oh like I don't want. But you were like I want to make sure like I didn't just like take your money and film something. I'm like no, dude, like that's all me. Like
I just feel weird, bro.
Yeah, like, no. I'm like I've seen it. It's cool. Which it's just I don't know why I got weird about them and I was like they got to be released a certain way and now like they're not released at all like no now like
well, you got to release it before number 4 comes out.
I will. I'll have to.
Is that happening?
What
is that happening?
What are you talking about?
Number 4.
Who are you talking about? What are you doing right now? Cut the cameras. We could talk about that.
Okay,
we could talk about that.
All right.
But man, dude, you like I said, you've been doing just a lot of cool shit and doing going forward. I don't even know like what you have planned to go next. I think I like the idea of like you just flowing with the shit that is cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like one of the things when we made NoiseROT, which was like our literally the whatever like at the core of it was like we want to do cool shit with cool people. I was like that's what literally NoiseROT is based out of, like, which includes shows, which includes the podcast, which includes those rivalry sessions we do. I was like, all of that shit is just because we want to do all this cool shit. Like, you know, shit. You were just talking about like the podcast is about to be 2, you know, in August. I'm like, damn, we've been doing this for a while. It's been a lot of people come back. I still feel weird that like I get hit up and there's like, oh, like can we be on a podcast? And it's people like that I don't know. And I'm just like. That's wild to me. I was like, that's weird. Like people, because I used to get like really like I think I used to get really bad imposter syndrome and be like people would be like, yeah, I want to come on, and the whole time thinking like they don't want to be here, they don't want to be here. But like people were like driving out and like being, and wanting to come on here and talk, and I'm just like, cool. Like people want to do this. Once I got settled with that, like I was like, okay, cool. This is cool. We'll just keep doing it. I think it offers some sort of benefit and service like to people, and it's fun for me. So I'm just like, I just get to talk to, sometimes my friends, sometimes just other random people, but it's always people doing really cool stuff that I literally like. I feel like I get. It's like it's that weird thing where people always say like, oh, like you don't have to do this, like you get to do it, and I'm like, I feel like really like lucky that I get to like. Yeah. Talk to like bands, talk to you like about this stuff and learn more about it. You mentioned that no one's asked you about Polarize My Films in the name. I did ask you the first time. You did explain it. Yeah. I was just remembering. I was like, yeah. But you were like, I think it was like, I don't know what to do. So I just put Polarize My Films. Because you were like, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's just like whenever Instagram first started.
Yeah.
Like I just came up with that username. It's been the same username ever since.
Oh, even before, like?
Yeah, because I had my personal one, which is Polarize Myself.
Yeah. Oh, you already had that?
Yeah, that was the OG like name.
Oh, what the hell? I thought you made that one after you made Polarize.
No.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
So like when Instagram first came out,
yeah,
it was like a new app or whatever.
Holy shit!
I downloaded it and then it asked for like a username. So I was like. What kind of stupid ass... Did I do something?
No, you're good.
Okay, what kind of, like, dumb name can I, like... Because I wasn't taking it serious. I didn't know what Instagram was,
Yeah.
So I was like, like, polarized, like a polarized camera.
Yeah.
So I was like, why don't I just put, like, Polo instead of polar.
Yeah.
And then, you know, myself. Like I just polarized myself because I am Polo. You know, I polarized myself.
Yeah.
So I came up with that name, and then in the band that I was in, Narwolf, our drummer would always like make fun of me for that stupid ass name. Yeah. So it just became like a joke, and I don't know. He knew that I was like making videos on the side and shit. Because I've been doing this since I was 18, like editing and stuff. But I would do like a few videos for our band, just like to advertise ourselves or promote ourselves. And he just made up a joke saying that like, oh, your company should be called Polarized My Movies or something like that. Because I would also book shows for our band. So he'd be like, oh, Polarize My Booking.
Oh, really?
You know, he would just be like stupid shit like that. So then, that's kind of like how I came up with the name. I was like, all right, well, I kind of like the whole Polarized Myself thing and the joke that he was bringing up. And making up. So I was like, I'll just do Polarize My Films. Yeah. And that's how it is.
And it's fucking studs.
So I have 2 Instagrams. So.
Yeah. You just plug both of them.
Yeah.
But that's really cool. I didn't know that was a sort. I didn't know. I literally thought you had started Polarize myself after. I'm like, it's because he already did that.
That was the OG name.
That's fucking nuts.
I haven't changed my username.
I've changed my username so many times.
Yeah.
I wish I would have kept my original one.
Because I wanted to also like keep Polarize Myself like as my personal, but also like with my music.
Oh, okay.
Like that I write.
Yeah.
So, but I haven't written music in a while. So, yeah, we'll see.
You sound suspicious.
Yeah, we'll see.
A while might mean last week. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, man. I've literally we've been knowing each other for a little bit now, and it's just seeing the cool shit and you grow. Like what the newer stuff that you keep putting out, and just that you keep grinding at it. And and I love to see that you're getting like the recognition that I think you obviously deserve. Because I think you've been hustling for it. Again, it's not anything where like I don't think you just like are known because you know people or because certain things. I think you like have merited like every one of like those things that have happened. When you're talking about manifesting, I think part of manifesting is you got to actually like work for that shit too. And I think that's why the stuff has been happening and you've been getting like great opportunities because like I said, you deserve them. And I think you've been doing a good job with like what's presented in front of you. So that's something that just like from an outside perspective that can be seen.
There's a lot of local bands I want to work with.
Yeah? Which ones? Let's put the wish list right now.
You're going to put me on the spot like that?
I don't know. You're the one that brought it up. I was like, I didn't say anything.
Stupid.
You don't have to. What's just one band?
Well, you know, like the locals. Like I want to work with. Like I've done promos for them, but I want to do like music videos or maybe go on tour with them.
Okay,
that's what I mean by like work. Shit. Did it happen again?
No, you're good.
Okay. I don't know, like Karama. I want to do a music video for them. Ballista. Let's see.
Two Pac-Man already.
Pac-Man the movie.
Okay.
That's gonna might come soon.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's see.
They're fucking nuts. I love seeing them live.
I think I might be saying too much, but the god awful truth might happen too.
Damn.
These are just like future things that might happen.
That might happen. We're manifesting here. This is the manifesting section, okay?
Yeah. But just like local bands, you know?
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter. Those are just a few.
The cool thing is there's a bunch of fucking cool, like, people already doing it and then just new people, like,
I just really want to work with, like, bigger bands. That's my, like, goal for, I guess, we're already halfway through 2023. So maybe, like, 2024 is, like, start either touring with bigger bands or, like, just even working or getting a chance to work with them.
Yeah.
You know,
but I think it's definitely not outside of the realm at all. I think that's perfectly like within the trajectory where you're going.
I'm just going at my pace. Dude. Yeah, you know, I'm not really trying to like be the best I can, like really fast. I'm just going as whatever I know now. I might learn shit later. You know, just going at my own pace.
I think that's the best way to do it because it puts you, I think, where you need to be when you need to be there. You know what I mean? You don't overextend yourself. And then you don't undercut yourself as well. You know what I mean? Like, you know exactly like the type of stuff that you can put out, what you deserve, like to, you know, if it's, you know, paid gigs, like how to, you know, put your rates and be like, yeah, I'm worth, like, you're going to pay this, but I'm worth this, you know what I mean? Or like, and just being able to know like what you're on and not having to take on too much too fast where you feel like if you take a bigger project and personally feel like you didn't do a good job, it might discourage you from trying to take big projects. So I think you take on what you like know you can handle and then still have that little bit of leeway for risk. Be like, okay, I don't know exactly if I can do all this, but let's take a shot and then weigh it out to be like, it might benefit in the long run.
Because I was really nervous when I was filming Heavy Lolo.
Yeah.
Like even just like meeting them, I've been a fan since high school, right?
Yeah.
Since like 2007 or whatever, and never seen them ever like live. And I've been a huge fan. That was like my first time.
You'd never seen them live?
No.
Wild.
And I've been a huge fan of them.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so that was my first time seeing them and also like, you know, meeting them and filming them.
Dude, I wouldn't know how to act. Straight
dude,
up.
I was just cool the whole time. I was trying to stay cool. But, you know, and yeah, that all just happened. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm here now, you know?
You're
like, it's
now,
fucking crazy.
Fucking
like it's wild to me that I still had that like opportunity to work with them.
All well deserved and all earned. I'm telling you, like when I saw it announced, it was excitement, not for like holy shit, how did that happen?
And
more like holy fuck, the
show.
perfect.
Y'all booked the Fort Worth show. Like, that was crazy too.
That shit was wild. Yeah, that shit was nuts. I still like can't believe we got Heavy Lolo to play the fucking post. And it was fucking wild. It was fucking great. And like I said, when I heard that, I'm like, it just made sense. It wasn't like wild or crazy. Just like, that's cool. Like, it makes sense. I couldn't think of like someone better suited like to get like that opportunity. And like I said, you're gonna do some more cool shit. I know it, and I'm just waiting for the next year where you come back and tell me about the coolest shit that you do. But I appreciate you stopping by, man. Honestly, I've known you for quite a bit. I think we're always like really cool and like friendly and stuff like that. So I definitely appreciate that.
We're both doing cool shit.
Both doing cool shit. I do a little cool shit here and there. But yeah, like definitely hit up a man Polarize My Films for any type of those bands. They called out, hey. Where are you at? Over here. These bands, work with the boy. He gonna do some crazy shit, okay?
I just want the opportunity, man.
There you go.
Even if I suck at it, oh well.
Bro, come on. All right. Well, thank you for stopping by. This has been episode 75 with 3/4 of 100, baby.
The last one you did with me was 27.
Holy shit.
Yeah, damn, I was number 27.
That's almost 50 episodes later. Holy fuck, man. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? And gang gay. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We will see you guys next time. I kept this on the whole time.
The whole time.
Sounds and breakdowns. Better lose your man. We should run away together.